Prime Minister. Thank you.
Well, Peter, thank you very much for that welcome. Thank you for having me at your university. Thank you to the Chancellor too. I too start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and in a spirit of reconciliation, paying my respects to elders past and present. I acknowledge the Queensland Premier, Premier Newman, and my old mate, the Chief Scientist, Ian Chubb, and I think we may be heading for a good end speech, given the rivalry that always exists between universities, and of course Ian came to us as Chief Scientist from ANU. But I am absolutely delighted to be here today for the opening of this new building. As a government, we've set ourselves a task, and that task is about strengthening our economy and getting it ready for the future, and it's about transforming life's opportunities for Australians. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to have the jobs of the future, if you're going to give people an opportunity, then you've got to give them a place to learn. And we've been very focused on making sure that we strengthen universities here in Queensland, right here at QUT and around the nation. Because a key feature of the nations that succeed, of the economies that succeed, is the strength of their universities and the way in which those universities outreach into the business community to strengthen innovation and to build a future, and outreach too to people who could become the students at that university and entice them, inspire them to make sure that that is where they come and get the skills they need for the rest of their lives. I'm very proud that as a government we have been growing the number of places for students to go and study. We're allowing an extra 190,000 students to study. That's part of what we've done as a government since 2007. And we've ensured that there are a number of those places right here in Queensland, 24,000 more Queensland students getting to go to university. That's taken more funding and more resources, and we've been pleased to provide it. So nationally, we've increased funding to $14 billion in 2013, and we've increased too our investment in capital. And Queensland has been getting its fair share, with funding here in Queensland increasing and now at $2.3 billion. We've invested more than $4 billion in university capital, because if you are going to have places where people want to come, want to learn and offer them the best education, then you need good facilities. And of that $4 billion, $608 million has been invested right here in Queensland. And we were able to help with this building, and I'm very pleased we could provide a contribution of $75 million to this $230 million Science and Engineering Centre. What's great about this centre is the way that it is outreaching to students to encourage them into science. And when we look across our economy and where we are short of skills, it tends to be in the science area, in the so-called STEM skills, science, technology, engineering, maths. The things that we haven't, as a nation, always been that good at capturing young people's enthusiasm and energy for. So, if you bore them when they're at school, if going to science class at school is a chore, if they don't like maths in grade 3 or grade 5 or grade 7, then it is very unlikely that they are going to end up here at QUT studying science, studying technology, studying engineering or studying maths. So we've got to make sure we are inspiring, and inspire this facility does. We've just been up to the queue to see how it is, well, in the queue now, but up to see young people who are actually being inspired by getting to come here from schools, leaving the everyday classroom and having a truly amazing experience which will hopefully enliven in them a passion for the study of science and engineering in the future. I've been conducting my own little test as I go around, asking kids what they want to do with their futures, and I'm getting a few takers for engineering, so that's absolutely fantastic. So my congratulations go to everyone who has made this facility a reality. It's one thing to get the funding together, and heavens knows that's hard enough. It's another thing to make sure that the building rises out of the ground, that everybody lives with the mud and the dust and the disruption whilst the building's being put in place, and then it is populated by clever people doing remarkable things that can not only generate new knowledge here, but can inspire some of our next generation to want to come here and to be the scientific leaders of the future. So it's with that spirit of excitement I now get to do something very special, which is make the magic behind me work by saying, I officially declare this fantastic new facility open.